when you think of the state of Kentucky?
Horses, and the Derby, and Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Horses, basketball.
Horses.
I think generally nice people, horses, basketball, and bluegrass.
Cabot Hagen, current co-owner of Kingland, once said, "I am afraid that racinos will ruin the image of Kentucky horse racing and that the unique atmosphere will be lost." The sport of horse racing has been around in Kentucky since 1787, making it the longest running sport to date. This is not only a sport, but it is also a family tradition. This tradition grows and evolves with each race that occurs every day here in Kentucky.
Now, what positive and negative effects come to mind when you hear the word casino?
Gambling problems.
Like prostitution and drinking.
It could positively affect it because it could bring more jobs to the state, and that'd be a good thing.
Casinos do more of taking people's money rather than putting money back in the economy.
People go there and drink and waste money, and it can cause problems because causes people to drink and drive and different things like that.
I think it would negatively affect the state because you're going to have an increase in gambling addiction. Like my uncle became an addict and he went into a lot of debt, and it's put a lot of bad things onto my family. So.
I think it would do both. I think positively it would bring more revenue into the state. Negatively it would bring in a lot of under the table deals such as mobs or stuff like that.
So you heard a lot of people earlier in the video talking about how they believe that casinos would positively affect the economy, that they'd bring more jobs in, that they'd bring more revenue to the state. And to some extent this is true. They do bring more jobs, and the government often taxes the casinos to bring more revenue for them. However, the government often doesn't spend the money they get from the casinos to benefit the state very much, especially the local area. And it can also hurt local businesses to have casinos nearby, because money that could be spent on, say, the local ice cream shop or the local movie theater, that money might instead be spent on casinos where the money would go to waste.
There are many social effects that can happen from a casino moving into a city. Problem and pathological gamblers experience an increase in familial problems as well as drug uses and job losses. They also see an increase in bankruptcies as well as health problems, both mentally and physically. Problem and pathological gamblers account for over 2.5% of people, and here at UK's campus that would be enough to fill an entire town.
It would put a constitutional amendment on the ballot to let the people decide once and for all whether to allow expanded gaming within the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Should casino gambling be legalized in the state of Kentucky?
No, I don't think it should. No.
Yes. No.
No.
I do not.
Now, the question is, what happens if we don't pass it? Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to have to answer that question because I'm going to pass it.
Now that you know the facts, I'm sure that it's safe to say that you formed your own opinion on the issue. If you agree with us that casinos should not be brought into the state of Kentucky, it's important that you do something about it. When the vote comes up in local elections, you have to get out and vote. You have to say no. You can also contact your governors, contact your senators, let them know this is not something that we're going to stand for. If you want to get involved on a more intricate level, you can start a petition, send it around to your friends, let your classmates sign it, send it off to your governor, and just let them know that this is not a good idea for us. So basically just make your voice heard.